Hello, good afternoon, everybody. It is time for Thursday Thoughts. This is May the 21st. This is the Thursday, believe it or not, before Memorial Day. We want to take a moment or two or three this weekend, not just to eat hamburgers and corn on the cob, but to stop and observe and honor those men and women who died while serving our country. So that's what Memorial Day is all about, and we hope that you do spend some time in deep gratitude for those people who allow us to keep our freedoms. So thank you to all those who serve. I have a super special announcement and a super special guest today joining us all the way from California, and he didn't even have to get on an airplane to do that because we have the miracle of Zoom. So Campbell Family Medicine, as you can well imagine, works on the front end pretty well, but that means on the back end, there's a lot of technology that has to work, not only for our electronic medical record, but also for our technologies such as our Facebook page and this Zoom account. One of the things that we have realized is that the more technology options we get, the more we call them gathering points the patients have to send information to us. So Campbell Family Medicine patients at this time reach us all of the following ways. They text me, they text Natalie, they text Keisha, they text Heather. They call me, they call Natalie, they call Heather. They email me, they email anybody in the practice that they need to email. They use the portal, they use the fax, they use the private email, they use the Campbell Family Medicine email. And so it has becoming so onerous that we're afraid it's like sand in our fingers and we're losing your messages. So we don't ever want that to happen. We want you to be able to reach us whenever you need us. Now, we're not doormats and we don't want to refill a prescription at 1 o'clock in the morning. So we want to make sure that you have a methodology to notify us that you noted at 1 o'clock in the morning that you were going to need your prescription the next day and forgot to tell us, but without disturbing us. And the portal is going to be a way to do that. But we don't want you to have to get on your computer at 1 o'clock in the morning and turn on all those lights, but you probably have your phone with you. So my friend and amazing IT genius, Kevin Mackey, comes to the rescue for us. And Kevin is partnered with an amazing functional medicine physician who is very much like I am out in California. Only Stephanie, Dr. Daniel, wanted to have a virtual practice and not see as many patients in primary care, just do virtual consulting. And so Kevin has figured out how to hack the electronic medical record and how to hack all the technology to make it as efficient as possible so none of your messages are ever lost. And we partnered with Kevin to help bring to the patients of Campbell Family Medicine an app. So just like you might have an app on your phone for Target or for, I don't know, I'm one of the fewest app people that anybody knows, but I don't have a lot of apps on my phone, but I do have a few. I have Facebook, AT&T, Hangouts, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. I have GarageBand. I have no idea why I have GarageBand. Why would I have a GarageBand app on my phone? I don't know what that is. So I do have these apps on my phone, but now, as of this week, oh my gosh, we have the most amazing new Campbell Family Medicine app. And you can have it too. So what we're going to do is, Kevin, will you wave to everybody? Show them who you are. That's our cute Kevin. He's out in California. And he's worked with Heather because, Heather is also an IT genius.
Look, I have the app, Dr. Campbell. I have the app.
Look, it's our Campbell Family Medicine symbol. It can be on your phone. It's so exciting. And so Heather, being our other IT genius, has figured out with Kevin where all the bumps in the road are and all the places where our patients are having trouble accessing us. So we're going to actually do a live demonstration, and Kevin's going to walk us through how you too can get the app and how it can work on both Android and Apple. So exciting. Kevin, I'm going to give you the floor.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I don't know if I'll need your permission to do that. Please let me know if you can see my screen.
I can see coffee. Kevin
that's good.
also, in his spare time, roasts his own coffee beans to make his coffee.
Like chicken.
And he has chickens that he keeps. They're his girls.
And I have the two cutest dogs in the world as well.
Yeah.
Well, lovely. Thank you for the fabulous introduction. The only one thing I want to say on that is this is a working creation. So part of what you'll see when we get into the app is an app support button. That is literally meant for you if you have an idea of how this can be made better to better serve your needs as a patient. The goal when I created this app was to do two things: make it easier to get into the patient portal without having to log into credentials every time, because if you're in front of a computer, you always have to enter your credentials. If you try to use the patient portal on the phone, it's just not as convenient. So as you are experiencing the app and you think, gosh, I wish it did this, please use that button and let me know. I just went ahead and uninstalled my application and reinstalled it so you can see how it will look. There is a new update that is coming out that will actually take this button and move one to the left and one to the right, but it actually isn't done processing yet. So I lied earlier. So this is the version that is available on the App Store and the Android Store. When you first open the app, go ahead and hit allow. That just allows the practice to send you general notifications. The app in itself, you can't do anything really inside of any button. I picked the only one you can. Until you enter your credentials. So it's usually easier from the main screen. Just go ahead and enter your personal information.
That's the first time only. You only need to do that one time.
Correct. Just like most apps that make apps convenient is once you provide them the information, you never have to do it again. This stores the information. For those of you who are worried about things being HIPAA compliant and your information being safe, no medical information is saved on this app. We use what's called APIs, and so it pulls real-time data from the patient portal at that moment. And then when you close the app, that information is gone. And when you want it again, it pulls it again. So we aren't storing your patient information on this app. So my name is Kevin. My last name is Mackey. My email address I use is kevin@mackeykevin. My date of birth that we use for testing purposes, because it's easier, is January 10, 2020. Makes me not have to scroll a lot. M-A-C-K-E-Y. Sometimes I can't spell my own name. And as long as I entered all the information correctly, it'll let me in. If I entered something incorrectly, it would tell me name doesn't match, email doesn't match, password doesn't match, username doesn't match. So if there is an error, it will tell you where the error is. But it let us into the app, and you can see that personal notification button that was right here is now gone.
Kevin, can I
Kevin,
clarify?
you did not. Go ahead, Heather.
I was going to clarify that for patients who don't know, the username and password that you just entered is the same as their portal username and password that they already used to get in.
Correct. Yes. Sorry, I shouldn't have skipped that. So yes, all information is the information you use inside the system. So your name and first and last name, your email address that you use, and then your username and password be the exact credentials you would use to log into the patient portal.
Now, if you forgot that, you would have to go to your computer to get into the portal and then type I forgot my password, and you'd have to do that through your computer. You couldn't get a new password to log into this app if you forgot your portal password. You'd have to go out of the app, into the portal, get your password reset, and then come back in with your new password.
Correct. Once you're logged in, you'll see at the very bottom, it says app support and app version number. Those will be split on the version that will be released later today. You can simply click on app support, and this opens a direct talk to channel to me. So there's, and this is for any help you need with the app, or if you just have ideas on how I can improve it to make it better for you. The upper right-hand corner is your patient detail information. So if I quickly wanted to change my birthday, change my phone number, change my email address, or make myself a male, I can quickly just hit update. And now my patient portal or my patient detailed information is updated inside MDHQ.
Also called Servo.
Also called Servo, yes. The About page will take you to an About page on Campbell Family Medicine's website. And it's just Campbell Family
So you can
Medicine.
show us off to your friends and family when they say, what is Campbell Family Medicine? You pull up your app and you push the About and it'll tell them all about us.
And if you have not done a review of Campbell Family Medicine and the amazing service that they do provide you and the wonderful energy, because that's really such an important part of being healthy, is the energy that you receive from your care providers, please give them a review because it does help them. Appointments. When you click on the appointment tab, it takes you to the appointment screen where you are able to enter the top part, you're able to enter 2 dates. And what this does is I will search 2 years back and 2 years forward. This pulls any appointments that you've ever had scheduled. And if there was like a virtual Zoom link in the appointment notes, it would be, you'd be able to ascertain that information right in there. And this is really good just to kind of see with your appointment history. Campbell Family Medicine does not use the integrated Servo MDHQ online scheduler, but this app is created for practices that use it or don't use it. And so it kind of utilizes the same type of features. So if you wanted a virtual follow-up appointment, you'd select that appointment type. You would see what providers are able to offer that right now. Currently, there aren't any in the schedule. So let's try a health coaching appointment. And we can do a health coaching with Heather. So if you were to select health coaching with Heather, you can select between the soonest available, or let's say you know that you're very busy, and so you know you need to see Heather, but you're only able to see Heather between June 21st and June 25th. And then if you hit submit, it'll take you to a portal message screen. And it's the subject is an appointment request. You can see that we brought in the information for who you want to see, the appointment type, and when. And you can also enter a little information like, thank you. And then you would hit submit. I'm not going to hit submit just because I don't want to overwhelm their patient portal with some information right now. But what you will see is message successfully sent or message not sent. And again, whenever you get an error, it'll tell you why you received that error. So maybe you accidentally deleted the subject in the appointment. It won't let you send a message without a subject. And then real quickly, if you were to do this and do soonest available, instead of it picking the dates between, soonest available, just say soonest available. Portal messaging.
So I see 3 advantages on your schedule. So number 1, you can say, when was I last at Campbell Family Medicine? Because that was the day that before I had that car accident. I can't remember the date. Well, you can go to the portal and find your old times. Next, you go, when is my next appointment at Campbell Family Medicine? I can't remember when that is. You don't need to call us. You can just scroll through the app and find it right there. And the third thing is you remembered at 7 o'clock at night while eating dinner and taking your medicine that you're due for fasting labs in a couple weeks. And you're like, oh, let me get that appointment. Well, you can send us, you can send us a request to call you with an appointment time. So then you can take it off your to-do list because you've already done it real time right there at the table in a few clicks. Okay, next.
Next is the portal message. So just as you're familiar with the secure messaging feature when you logged into the patient portal, this is that exact feature. Anything on the right-hand side of the screen is a message that you have sent the practice. Anything on the left-hand side of the screen is messages the practice has sent you. If you quickly were to just open up this message and hit reply, I should actually hit reply. You can see that now the subject is replying regarding testing message. And if you send a message, it will send. The one thing that does, it could be a little confusing the first time you send a message is when you send a message, it will say successfully sent or it will say error. If it shows successfully sent, you will not see it on this screen until the practice has read it and acknowledged it. So it's a really good indicator for you as a patient to know I sent a message, it said sent, why don't I see it here? And that's because somebody from the practice has not opened that message yet. When they open it, it will appear on your screen. So it's a good way for you to know, oh, the office read it. And then when they reply to you, it will be in the same fashion as they replied to your message, and it would be in that title, in that sense. And so you can always open up any message and hit reply. But if you just wanted to send a new organic message, maybe just telling Campbell Family Medicine how much you love them, you can do a subject, a note, and then hit submit. But it will work in the same fashion as this right here. Is even though the message will say message sent, it will not show up here until Campbell Family Medicine has actually read your message. And that is due to a limitation of the platform we're on, but I actually really like the feature because if you sent a message and it's now visible on your phone, it's really good that you know that the practice actually saw the message. Your encounter history for you as a patient, whenever you have an appointment with a medical provider and they provide you with your appointment notes or your wellness plan, everything's done in encounters. And the providers either show the entire encounter to you or they show just the parts that you need because a lot of it is administrative back and forth notes. Those are shared in the encounter section, and it's different than the documents that you could have. These are just your encounter notes. And if you actually pay attention and read, everything that you're seeing has to do with coffee. The document section is as you upload documents or as Campbell Family Medicine adds documents such as lab orders or handouts regarding diet, lifestyle, nutrition, or you are this type of patient, and so we're going to give you this document that talks to you about this type of patient. As they add those to your patient profile, they will automatically start adding to this field. These are just the documents that I have in these folders. Campbell Family Medicine uses a lot more folders, but if there's no document in the folder, it won't show. And so most likely some of you patients, when you open up your app, you're gonna see 10, 12, if not more folders. Maybe not that many, maybe to 6 to 7, but definitely more than I have. So know that no two patients' folders for documents will look alike because you're gonna have different folders and different information. But the good thing to know is once you do have those documents, they all work the same way. When you open up a folder, you'll get the documents that are inside of it. If you click on it, you will actually see the document being talked about from the title page. We built this so if you do go to an outside phlebotomy office, an outside blood draw, and you think, oh my gosh, I forgot my lab order. You can see right there in the upper hand corner, you can quickly just email that to the phlebotomy office that you're at. So you don't have to contact Campbell Family Medicine and say, I'm at the lab, please draw, can you please send them the lab requisitions? They're gonna draw my labs right now. You have the information now because of, geez, would people stop messaging me? You have the information to allow you to move forward. Obviously there's a mom and dad talk going on right now.
Kevin, can I interject here?
Of course you may.
Specific to our patients, those of you who see Dr. Campbell and get a plan of care at the end of your visit, this is where you're going to find the copy that's available to you in the portal. There will be a folder that says progress notes, and that's where I put those when I'm done with them. If you're here in person, I print you a copy, but there's always a copy in your chart. And I know y'all like to refer to that later. So this is where you would find it.
Okay, one more message and I'm gonna just have to mute them. Jeez, give me half a second.
You can do that? You can make somebody mute on your phone? Like so you don't get any...
Scroll to the very...
Hide alert.
You go, hide alert.
I didn't know you could do this. This is the most exciting thing.
Look at that, we're doing basic Apple help too. Okay. So Heather, thank you for jumping in to tell the patients how this actually benefits them, and so that's helpful. Whenever you get a lab order inside your patient portal, you get it as one document. but those lab orders were actually added as individual items. So here you can see that I only have one T4 open. The lab order tab right here is really good for you to know. You went to a lab, you did your lab test. What results have came back into your office? Because most likely, as the results come into the office is saying T3 came in, you know, and they'll slowly remove the open items. And so, you know, I did an entire lab panel, but I still have an open test. And so it's just a good place for you to know what your outstanding labs are, or even more so if you have a specialty kit and you know you haven't done it yet, it'll be in here for you to see that you haven't done it. If you were to click into it.
I was going to say, and this is often why your lab results are held up, because we do not release a report until every action item has been returned back. And sometimes one single analyte will take 3, 5, 7 days longer than the rest of the test. So we'll get a preliminary but no final report. And we don't like to I don't like to release the results and give you your final review of findings lab letter until I have the final report, because sometimes one little thing can make a difference in the interpretation. So you may see some preliminary results come in way sooner than the whole thing.
Medications, this would mirror what medicines have been prescribed to you as a patient. Obviously, we do a lot of tests with aspirin. If you were to click into this prescription, you can see the name of the medication, the strength, how the provider wants you to take it, how they actually want you to administer it to yourself, the product name, the generic name, and then if there are special instructions that they've let the pharmacy know, or that you have special instructions, anything that's actually in your TrueRx will appear here. And yeah, so this is your
and it's a quirky thing of our EMR that the old ones don't drop off. So yeah, well, so that's why it's on there 4 times sometimes.
And I'm actually trying to find a way to be able to, if on the app once, not show it 4 times, because I can control
to archive it.
Exactly. Supplements are the same exact way as.
Go ahead, Heather.
Sorry, Kevin. I just wanted to tell our patients, those of you who come in and get IVs, just be aware that those are also going to show up on your medication list. We know that you don't take them daily, but they do show up there because we have to order those supplies for you. So don't freak out when you see that.
Well, and that's good to know. Please connect with me after, Heather. If that's something you don't want shown in the app, I might be able to hide IV medications going.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I've never even thought about it, but you're correct. Those are medications. They go in the red box on our side. I might be able to hide IV medicines or
one-time use things.
Yeah.
Or like hormone pellets. When we do pellet insertions, they are their medicines. That's a negotiable one, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Supplements is the same exact system as medications. If we were to click into one of them, you can see that it is all of the information that you normally see. If you have special instructions, they would be listed here. It's just a good, quick way to see the supplements that you've been recommended. Notification system. This is currently being improved. The other reason we built the app was to save on patients reaching out to the medical practice saying, have you received my refill prescription? Have you sent my refill prescription? Have you received my test? Have you received my appointment request? So based upon things that the staff is doing just organically in your chart, you know, when a fax comes in for your prescription or when they actually send that prescription out, we have ability to send you a personal notification based upon events that happen in your chart. So when that appointment that you requested is actually scheduled, we can now send you a personal notification to your phone alone that says, Kevin, your appointment for this has been scheduled for this time and this time. Or when you call the pharmacy and say, please, I need my levothyroxine refilled, and they send Campbell Family Medicine that refill request. When Campbell Family Medicine gets it, because they name it a certain way and save it a certain way, it will trigger the system to tell your phone, we've received your refill request. And just vice versa. When they send out that refill request to actually be a refill for you, you would get a notification saying that we've sent out your prescription. So trying to let you know as a patient really what's going on in your chart and make it so you don't have to send that message and say, you know, did you get it? So really trying to just always stay one step ahead of your needs, wants, and desires by just letting you know what we're organically doing in your chart daily. For those things that the app doesn't control, we give you the access to log into the patient portal. Because it's done in an app framework, this is going to be a little more user-friendly than if you were just to open up Safari on your phone and try to log in through a browser because of the constraints that it has. The things that right now the app does not do is we don't handle any credit card information. So if you had if you have a credit card on file, that's something you'd actually have to log into a system for. And then currently you can't upload documents from the phone. And the reason we've left that part out is because most times patients only have pictures of things on your phone, and pictures don't work well when you're working from the doctor side of the patient portal. We really work on PDFs. And so until I can build a picture to PDF converter, we still would have you upload your documents inside the patient portal. And most likely you would do that through a computer or through an email type service. But if you need to get into your patient portal, you can get in through here. Campbell Family Medicine is absolutely amazing at giving you video content that is important and imperative to you as a patient. Above any other provider I work with, the content is so relevant and actually done in a way that makes you understand it. They continue to add more and more information to their playlist. And so, excuse me, you as a patient, you have the ability to go in and always see the most up-to-date information and video content that Campbell Family Medicine is putting out there.
And I take requests.
Oh, wonderful.
So you have a request for something you want me to explain, just tell me what it is and I'll make you a video.
The provider login was built just for that. That is for the providers of Campbell Family Medicine to log into an app-ish version to allow them to have a little more user-friendly experience. The only true benefit of this is it will save the provider's credentials for X amount of time based upon MDHQ's parameters. So they're allowed to enter credentials, maybe go to a Google search and come back and it not kick them out right away. But for patients, this is definitely a screen you don't need to play with. Help videos. These are videos that I will continue to create that show you how to use the app. If I get a bunch of questions, I will then turn it into a how-to video because that's how you help people. For those of you that know that, okay, I've entered my information into this phone, but I just don't like it that anybody can come and pull up anything about my medical chart, you do have the ability to log out. And if you click yes, log out, what it would do is remove your entire credentials from our system, or I should say your phone, not my system. And then you would have to re-enter those patient credentials and your username and password to resync the phone. I apologize. The phone with the system. And that is the entire walkthrough of the Campbell Family Medicine app.
Isn't it so cool, you guys? I'm so happy to have this for you because I think that the ability at your fingertips now with the app, you will be able to contact us, let us know you need a prescription refill, send us a question, and you may not know this, but in order to protect your health and the legal side of things, any contact that you have with us gets stored and saved in your chart. So if you send me a text message and I send you a reply, I make a copy of those text messages and send them to Keisha where she scans them into your chart. If you send me an email and I reply to you, a copy of that email is scanned and saved into your chart. Well, if we just start using the portal, instead of doing that, you will get better, faster care, and we will be freed up from duplicating, copying, and saving medical information from multiple gathering points into your chart. So I think you'll find now that it's easy to do that all from one place, that you will have a better Campbell Family Medicine experience. You should be able to get to us, get your prescriptions refilled, get your medical, I have a rash, I need an appointment questions sent to us. One thing Kevin, they can't yet send a picture through this portal, right? So when they want to send me a picture of their rash or blister or splinter or amputated part, whatever it is that they're sending me a picture of, they'll still have to send me directly a text message to my personal phone. And that's okay. Those don't happen very often, and I'm happy to accept those in that format. But at some point, we'll add. Yeah, we'll put that into the queue of things that we'd like to have for development, because those things can be saved in your chart, because Keisha does save them, but it's more complicated steps to do so. So with that, I'm going to unmute everybody, and I would like to hear some feedback if you have it, questions, concerns, or something right off the bat that you've seen that you wish it would do that we didn't show you. So anybody who's on the call, welcome to pipe up now. And if you have nothing to say, we'll call it a day.
Well, I had trouble finding the app to begin with, so I still don't have it on my phone.
Okay, so do you have Apple or Android?
Android, and Heather said she'd help me after the call. And I have Play Store, but it's just not coming up. So I don't know if anybody else has had that problem.
So the app is in the process of being renamed. As it stands right now, it's Campbell FM.
Oh.
And in some places it says Campbell FM Nutriment RX, because that's the business that Kevin had worked under to name it. So on the Droid app, it looked like in the Play Store, or whatever they call it on Droid, I think it said Campbell FM Nutriment RX. So,
yes, it just came up, yes.
Okay.
I went and put the direct link for the app for Android is in the chat. So if anybody just on Android wants a direct link, it's in the chat.
Where in the chat? Oh.
Okay, so there's that. So now that you know what it is, we'll be able to download it. And eventually it'll just say Campbell Family Medicine and look exactly the same as everything else. Anybody else got any thoughts, concerns? I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to, with all of the new changes as we move into our new building, of trying to consolidate and automate as much as we can so that you all get the fastest turnaround time for any need that you might have from us. And this will be one way to do that.
2 questions. Will this call be available on YouTube so that we can watch this again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. And when are you moving into the new building?
Our tentative move date, not yet officially announced, is July 19th.
Okay.
8 weeks.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Anybody else? All right. Well, I will end the recording and say goodnight to everybody. It's Memorial Day weekend. Please spend some time safely enjoying friends and family. This is a time historically in our country that we honor those who have served and lost their lives and celebrate with our families the freedoms we enjoy. So I hope you will take this time to do exactly that. Thank you, Kevin, for your time, expertise, and special dedication to the CFM team. We'd be lost without you.
Yes, thank you, Kevin.
You all are so welcome. Thank you much. I love your practice. And sincerely to any patients out there, no question or request is ever too big or too small, because I believe in the rules of 10, which means if you have it, at least 10 other people have it as well. So please always reach out. We can always add it to a roadmap for future development to make your life easier as a patient.
Thank you, kind sir. From our heart to yours. Bye-bye now.